understand.
There ain't nothing about it fair, Mr. Hughes. There's nothing in the law that requires a state agency to be fair to anybody.
So they think this is right.
Mr.
Like
Hughes, I don't, Mr. Hughes, I don't care what you were told. Ms. Vital, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged pay record between you and Mr. Hughes. Is it okay if I look at this pay record?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Same question, Mr. Hughes. Is it okay if I look at your pay record?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Vital, how are the children currently covered with health insurance?
But through the state Medicaid.
Okay. Okay. That's all I have for this witness, Your Honor. I'll pass this witness.
All right, call your next witness.
I'll call Mr. Hughes.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hughes, what's your full name?
Gordon Hughes Jr.
All right. Mr. Hughes, are you obligated to pay were you obligated by this court to pay child support to Ms. Vital, child support and medical support monthly?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is it in the amount of $445 a month for child support and $90 a month for medical support? Does that sound right to you?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hughes, what are you currently doing for work?
I'm unemployed at the moment, but due to injury.
Okay. How long have you been unemployed?
Okay, I've been unemployed for about I say a year.
All right. Have you collected any unemployment?
No, sir. When I was on unemployment, that was probably a year ago.
Okay. Are you saying you were collecting unemployment before you were unemployed?
I think I can't remember when. I know it was more than a year ago though.
Okay, I understood. And so you say that you're unemployed because of an injury.
Yes, sir.
What type of injury?
My hip is out of place.
Okay. Do you have a diagnosis? Have you seen a doctor to diagnose your injury?
Yes, sir. I went to a chiropractor and I got X-rays on it, and he told me it was kind of like my pelvis bone and my thigh bone are like kind of touching. And it's pinching. Like when I walk, I kind of limp a little bit. Okay. So every time I walk, it kind of pinches.
Okay. Okay. And so have you been declared unable to work?
No, sir.
Okay. Before you had this injury and have been unemployed, what were you doing for work before that?
I was driving.
Okay. Driving what?
Delivery, working for this company called Gator Transportation Delivery. And I fell through bagged up through the dock, and I fell through like in the dock. That's when I hurt.
That's how you got the hip injury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any special licenses or anything like that?
Currently, I do. See, I've been making payments, to the best of my ability by, just, cutting grass and cutting hair, But since I got that injury, I can't do any more plant work, or, lifting more than 50 pounds,
Okay.
So I went got my CDL.
Okay. So you do have a CDL, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you able to drive at this time?
Yeah, I'm able to drive, but I have to currently now it's another problem because of my my DOT physical. So when you get your CDL, you have to have a DOT physical, and I have bad anxiety and high blood pressure, and it's hard for me to get my DOT. So now I have to, try to regulate and, control that so I can get my DOT so I can start driving.
Okay. Understood.
So that kind of pushed me back again
Okay.
with employment.
Do you take any kind of medicine for your blood pressure or anything like that?
Not for my anxiety. Yes, sir, I do. Like Klonopins, they gave me Klonopins. That's like I can't drive with those, so I stopped taking them.
Understood. Okay, so but you said that currently you've been cutting grass and doing little side jobs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you can see, you probably can see I have, if you don't see it, I have all the confirmation numbers. You know, I send money, you know, I try to do it every week. You know, I've been doing it since last year of November. I've been making payments every month to the best of my ability. You know, it's not the full payment, but, you know, I make payments, you know,
Understood.
every month.
Okay. So, I mean, about how much are you making per week doing these cutting grass and doing the side jobs?
Maybe per week. It varies. Now I'm not really making that, you know, it's seasonal with grass, you know. But maybe a couple $100 a week. I don't know the exact number, you know.
Okay.
But it's not much.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
You next witness.
And no further witnesses, Your Honor.
What you asking me to do, Mr. Slett?
Well, based on the testimony, I don't think he's, I mean, he hasn't been declared unable to work. It sounds like he could be driving if he gets a CDL and his physical in check. I don't think that there's a circumstance that warrants modification.
Are you going to non-suit your modification?
Yes, I'll not suit the modification.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Fatal, Mr. Hughes, how this works is the AG's office is the one who files the lawsuit. I'm just the judge that hears what it is that they filed in front of me. At any point in time during the lawsuit or during the hearing, up until the point in time where I make a ruling, Mr. Slett can say, I'm not going forward on this part anymore. And that's what he just said. He just said, Judge, the state's no longer asking you to adjust or modify the child support. Mr. Slett, are you still asking me to go forward on the confirmation of arrears on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to confirm the arrears instead of inappropriate payback on that as well.
Right. I mean, you entered into evidence, State's Exhibit A. So, I mean, I can still give you the confirmation of arrears. Is that what you're asking me to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
That's what we're asking you to do.
All right. Ms. Fatal, do you have any questions about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir, I don't.
Mr. Hughes, you have any questions about this case before I make a ruling?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. So he's saying he's not going to modify it?
Yes, the state of Texas who filed this lawsuit just told me that they are no longer asking me to adjust the child support. That's what he just said.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out why when I'm unable to work. He's saying I'm able to drive when I just told
Well,
him.
he didn't say anything like that, Mr. Hughes. What he said is, Judge, I'm the attorney that represents the Attorney General's office, and I filed this lawsuit. And I'm saying, Judge, I don't want to go forward on that part of the lawsuit anymore about adjusting or modifying the child support. That's what he said.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I was supposed to just, you know, I was asking to get it lower because I wasn't working, so I could get caught up. So now it's just going to push me farther and farther behind.
That may be.
So I'm trying to figure out how can I, you know, make this happen when I can't get employment.
That's a good thing about your situation, Mr. Hughes, is see, the Attorney General's office, they don't represent anybody. They're not your attorney. They're not her attorney. They represent themselves. Okay. And they filed the lawsuit.
So I'm trying to figure out how is that fair though. You know, like
Well,
I
it's-
don't understand.
There ain't nothing about it fair, Mr. Hughes. There's nothing in the law that requires a state agency to be fair to anybody. They don't have to
Yeah,
be
but
fair.
but I only got behind since my injury though. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like I don't understand.
Well, I mean, again, Mr. Hughes, you need to understand, and I don't have any other way that I can explain this any better. They're not your lawyer. They don't represent you. And they don't have to do what you ask them to do. They only have to do what they think is right. And you and I may not agree with
So
that
they
decision.
think this is right.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to sit down with them and ask. The problem is, Mr. Hughes, is that you have something else you can do.
Like what?
Well, I mean, you always have the right to file your own lawsuit to have a court adjust your child support. You don't
Well, I
have
thought
to
this-
leave it. You don't have to leave it up to a state agency to take care of that problem for you. You can do it yourself.
Well, I thought that's what I done. Yeah,
No, I mean, I'm looking at the lawsuit in front of me, Mr. Hughes, and your signature is not on the lawsuit because you're not an attorney. I mean, you can't file a lawsuit as an attorney.
yeah, but I was told to, you know, to
Well,
make
I don't care, Mr. Hughes.
modification
Hughes.
to go down there and, you know,
Mr. Hughes.
to the attorney general.
Mr.
Like,
Hughes, I don't, Mr. Hughes, I don't care what you were told. Okay. I know what the law is and I know how this system works. And that's the problem with this particular system. The people that appear in front of me have come way too far to relying on a state agency to fix this problem. And it's not the state agency's problem to fix.
So you telling me I have to get a lawyer to do it?
If you want to do it for sure, yes, sir. That's probably how you would need to do it. But you can do it on your own, and there's ways on the internet that'll instruct you on how to do that. But I mean, I can't tell you any other way that it's the AG's office it's their lawsuit. They can do with it what they want. Okay. Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
The court's going to admonish this time on the record that the Attorney General's office has informed the court that they are no longer seeking to modify or adjust the child support in this case, and they have non-suited that remedy. I will, however, find that there is an arrears in this case as per State Exhibit A, and find that as of September the 30th of 2023, Mr. Hughes is behind in his child support to Ms. Vitale and in his medical support. As of those dates, Mr. Hughes is behind $3,152 in child support and $1,010.70 in medical support. I'm going to order de minimis payments on those because Mr. Hughes did testify that he's not currently working at any stable employment. Therefore, I'm going to order the child support to be paid back, the child support arrears to be paid back at a rate of $20 per month, and the medical support arrears will be paid back at a rate of $10 per month. Those payments will begin November the 1st of 2023 and every month thereafter until they're paid in full. Court cost by Mr. Hughes, but I'll give him until April the 30th of 2024 to pay the court cost. Mr. Schlitt, did the state of Texas hear all the terms and conditions of my court order?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So what's going to happen, y'all, is Mr. Schlitt's going to go and make a change to the proposal that was already filed. And if it matches what I said here today and with his request to non-suit or not go forward on the modification, I'm going to sign it and get it back to them. Then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to each of you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Hughes, I do completely understand, sir, that the confusion in the case, but unfortunately, I don't have a better way of explaining it to you. I mean, once it gets to me, it's in a courtroom and there's statutes and laws and rules I have to follow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good luck to y'all. You're free to